I've been throwing together random Battle Oracle optimization tips with no rhyme or reason to what order they're in, but I think now it's time to talk about a topic that I've mentioned in passing in other tips, and that's the most premium piece of Battle Oracle optimization advice I can provide to you. We're talking about the incredibly underrated level 4 feat Bespell strikes. Its initials are BS for a reason. I mean, sure, that reason is because the two words that make up the feat's name start with a B and an S, but it's also a really powerful feat. You cast any non-cantrip spell, which can be one of your revelation spells, one of your domain spells, or one of your slotted spells, or spells from items, keep in mind. You gain plus d6 force damage to a specific weapon's strikes for the rest of your turn. This will normally be only one strike. If that spell dealt damage, which is an important consideration for how some spells activate, the damage you get from Bespell strikes shares the damage type that spell dealt. Meaning, if you hit a weakness with your spell, the Bespell strikes will hit it again if your strike connects. And naturally, if you're hasted and hit with a second attack with the same weapon, you can proc weakness 3 times this way. Now you might immediately think, oh, this is pretty good. It's essentially a free weapon property rune right at level 4 that I'm going to have pretty much all the time because I'm going to be using spells and then strikes as a core gameplay loop. But if you look at how this affects your kit, it's actually quite fascinating how it affects your action economy. There's a feat known as Vicious Swing. It used to be Power Attack pre-remaster. You spend 2 actions and perform a normal strike and gain an additional dice of damage on that strike. That upgrades at 10th. So this means a vicious swing of a d6 or d8 weapon is roughly the same as gaining an extra d6 on your attack. So Bespell Strikes being a free action that duplicates an effect similar to Vicious Swing sort of transforms one action of any non-cantrip spell you cast into paying an action of the 2 action cost of Vicious Swing. But because the strike you do isn't part of a special attack, it can be a special attack or from a quickened action. And yes, this does mean that the plethora of one-action spells a Battle Oracle has access to are now suddenly Vicious Swing, but with a small cost and an additional rider effect. That troublesome weapon trance that is basically entering a stance, well, now it's a Vicious Swing too. Weapon Surge, it was already Power Attack with an extra point of accuracy, now it's an extra d6 on it. Athletic Rush, well, now you're doing a Vicious Swing that enables you to dart across the battlefield and gives you athletics boosts. Infuse Vitality, cast for 1 action, suddenly it's a super Vicious Swing against undead and fiends. That long obsolete rank 1 heal is now suddenly 2 different very useful tools. Honestly, it's BS how useful his feat is.